Hi everyone! So today we're going to be talking about all things underrated in Disney World. It's going to range from rides to experiences, resorts, and just general things you can do around the parks and the resort itself.
Things that don't get enough love, we think, or that people don't talk about enough.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'd say so.
Okay, do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You can start if you want.
I've got a list up here in case you see us looking up. Okay, so the first one is a ride, and, well, it's not really a ride. It's kind of
attraction.
A ride. It's an attraction, yeah. And that is the Seas. Now, not the Seas with Nemo and Friends, but the actual Seas. Yeah. So the aquarium bit that you come off when you get off the Nemo ride.
It is massive.
It is huge. We were there during Extra Magic Hours at Epcot. It was evening hours. So it was somewhere between the hours of 9 and 11 p.m. Mm-hmm. And we went on the Nemo ride, and then we came off, and the Seas were absolutely dead. There was hardly anybody there.
No one in.
And so we spent ages looking at all the different tanks, and we just kept on finding more and more space. Went upstairs, went round the back, it just kept on going on and on and on. And we were saying that I don't even think that people know how big half of it is. It's not just that immediate circular room.
No, not at all.
When you go upstairs and there's all sorts of rooms that come off that have got other tanks in. And we just really enjoyed it, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. It felt like you were in a little underwater research lab or something.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I felt like I was in the abyss, something like that.
Yeah.
It was just great.
And I think the fact that we went when it was really quiet as well. It was air conditioned. It was super quiet. There was nobody making any noise.
Kids going like this.
It was just really, really calm. And it was just a total hidden gem. And I really think that in future I would spend a lot of time there. More so than people probably do. It was just really good. I really enjoyed it, and I think that it doesn't get enough love, and that people don't really know just how much there is to see in there. Don't just walk through it when you come off the ride. Go and explore, especially if it's a hot part of the day, or especially in the evening when there's not going to be as many people around.
If it's getting around Park Close and you're in that area, just go have a little look in because.
And make sure you go upstairs because there's loads of other things to see up there. Yeah, so that was the first one. You want to do the second one?
Yep. So. Next pick for me is going to be Carousel of Progress. Obviously, this has got quite a lot of historical love attached to it.
Yeah, it has got a fan base.
When we went in it, there was about 5 other people in with us, and
I think a lot of people, the die-hard Disney fans, the OGs, love Carousel of Progress. But I think maybe people who are just the type that go to Disney and just go ride to ride to ride probably missed this one out, and we just think it deserves a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, again, lovely air conditioning, which if it's a busy Tomorrowland, that's great.
Which it always is.
But also, I know it's not the original, but it's a little bit of history, and I find it quite funny, to be honest, to see those images of how they thought things would be, and I know it's been updated a little, but when it's the future, and it's oh, this is my robot oven, and I just love it. I mean, I love animatronics and props and stuff. And
I think if you're a fan of any sort of animatronics or dark ride type things, I mean, even if you just want to sit down for 15 minutes, it's just really cool. And like you say, it's a little bit of history. It's a little bit of old school Disney, and there's not an awful lot of that left, really.
Yeah.
We just really like it, don't we? And I don't think enough people.
It won't be there forever, so.
Yeah.
Go see it.
Yeah, I don't think that kids would particularly like it, but if you're adults like us, I think I really like it. It's great.
Yeah.
So the third one's another attraction, and that is it's tough to be a bug. Now hear us out. I know a lot of people don't like it. Tom loves it.
It's great.
Do you want to explain why you love it?
It's just great. I mean, I'm a sucker for any sort of 3D show that interacts with the audience. And not only that, you've got animatronics, you've got the hopper and the flick, you've got the spray effects, the smell effects, you've got the little back prodders in the seat when the little...
And you're also the queuing area.
You go through the Tree of Life.
Yeah.
You see so much, you get literally touching distance with the Tree of Life.
You're under the Tree of Life?
Yeah, you see things that you wouldn't see unless you go on that queue.
And there's posters where in the queuing area, there's posters, film posters that are the
bug themed.
Yeah, bug themed.
It's just...
It is funny.
Well, it's only 15 minutes or so, but
yeah, it never has a big queue.
Honestly.
Don't ever fast pass it.
No.
Just go. But again, I just don't think that it's going to be around for much longer, and we really enjoyed it. And I think whilst it's still here, it's worth giving a go. Unless you've got a really bad insect phobia. I mean, I don't like insects.
You might not like the spiders.
Well, I don't like insects, and I don't like spiders, but I mean that doesn't bother me. I know that they're not real.
It's so good.
It's really funny. It's great. We love A Bug's Life, so.
I mean, ants is better.
Do not talk about ants. Right. The fourth one is another attraction. You can talk about this one.
Sure. So this is actually a little tradition for us, but we'll get into that another time. This is going on Living with the Land. Again, it's kids may not really enjoy it. It's a slow boat ride through a greenhouse.
Well,
but it's so cool.
It's inside the Land Pavilion in Epcot, and it's essentially a boat ride that takes you through all the different greenhouses and what was the word that we looked at yesterday?
Hydroponic systems.
Yes, hydroponic system.
Worked that one out in a home shop.
Of how Disney grows the fruit and vegetables, and a lot of the fruit and vegetables that they show you being grown are the ones that are used in
the restaurants.
In the land restaurants, so in Sunshine Seasons and in Garden.
I love it. I mean, you see plants that, I've never seen a pineapple grown before.
I didn't know how pineapple grew. I learned stuff from that ride.
Yeah. You see plants that are really interesting. You see growing methods that could be applied to the future, which is really cool.
There's hidden Mickeys.
Yes.
You go through like the tank bit where they have like the fish, obviously, that they sit in the restaurants there.
All the trout and stuff.
And you can do like a walking tour of that ride as
what's it called?
Behind the Seeds.
Behind the Seeds.
Yeah. And I think
I would love to do that.
I think we should maybe do that.
I would absolutely love that.
I'm sure it's only about $20-$30.
Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah. But we love Living with the Land, and our tradition is, we'll talk about this properly in another video, but we like to go to Garden Grill and then go to Living with the Land.
Yeah, because once you're filled up with chips, sticky cinnamon bun bake, just have a sit down on a boat.
A slow boat ride, yeah.
Go on and have a look at some fruits.
So if you've never done Garden Grill, then give it a go. Honestly, I find it really interesting.
It was mint.
And if there's a big queue for everything else in Epcot, then it's worth giving it a go.
If you're a bit nerdy and you like museums and stuff, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, we love that kind of thing.
You'll enjoy Living with the Land.
Yeah.
I was going to say Rivers of the Land.
Living with the Land.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one we've talked about a few times, but it needs to be on the list because it deserves a place on the list, but we'll not go into massive detail about it. This is the treasure map at Adventureland that we've mentioned loads of times.
It's good.
If you haven't done it, do it. Honestly, it's so good. If you like, who doesn't like treasure maps? Who doesn't like a bit of a scavenger hunt?
This is the one I'd say is especially good for the kids as well.
Yeah, it's good for
I
families.
can't imagine any child not loving this.
Yeah, especially if you've got a magic band. I think that makes a big difference, having a magic band. But yeah, you go to the little hut that's through the Adventureland walkway as if you were walking to Frontierland. It's on the left-hand side. It's like a little hut. It always looks like it's closed, but it's never closed. Yeah. You need to go in through the door. And you get given a map. There's 4 different maps to choose from. You get given a map and you tap your magic band on to say that you're attached to that map. And then you go around Adventureland and you follow the symbols, basically.
Yeah, symbols on a map. They give you a little...
So you go to, let's see...
I don't want to say clues because it's not that involved.
So the cast member will say to start at X point, and then when you go to that point, you'll tap your magic band on the little emblem, which is where it's at, and then that'll tell you where to go to next. And you basically go all through Adventureland. So it's not over the whole park, it's just in Adventureland. But we think it's great. Kids would love it because little... exciting things happen, like water shoots out. And
remember when we said we wouldn't go into this too much?
I know, sorry.
Just love it, okay?
But then, if you complete 2 out of the 4 maps, then we got a free fast pass for Pirates. I don't
on
know
a busy day.
Yeah, and I don't know if they still do that or if they do it all the time, if it's just in slow season. But if you get a free fast pass for Pirates, then it's worth going. Anyway, so we'll not talk about it anymore. Sorry, but do the treasure map.
So the next one is a show, and it's actually. Once Upon a Time, which is the nighttime castle show after Happily Ever After, which is on this list because when we were there, we saw so many people just leave straight away after Happily Ever After finished, and it's to me, I know it's not as there's not as much fireworks and stuff, but it's just as good for me.
Was there any fireworks, or was it just projections?
I think it was mainly just projections. There might have been some at the end, but it was mainly projections.
I don't think people know that it's a thing, though. No. I think people maybe think that when Happily Ever After is over, that the park's just done.
Yeah, it's really not.
The park at Magic Kingdom stays open for an hour, or if not more, after the Happily Ever After is finished, if it's not an extra Magic Hours night. But Once Upon a Time's a really nice projection show. You've got scenes from Beauty and the Beast, you've got scenes from Tangled, and it's just a really nice, typically good Disney castle show. Projections, music. I think there might be a few fireworks. But the reason why we love it even more, I think, is because everyone just disappeared.
Yeah.
So we're literally stood in front of the castle with hardly anybody else around us.
I guess for such a big area, it felt quite intimate because
It did.
there's not really many people with you.
No.
It's amazing.
It was really empty, wasn't it? And we loved it. Just really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it as much as Happily Ever After, which is a big thing.
Especially if you're a Beauty and the Beast fan as well. I mean, don't want to give too much away, but there's a scene with the Beast and Gaston fight
And
that
like
goes
climbing up
across the castle, and
Yeah.
it's so good.
It's amazing. So yeah, definitely watch that. Definitely hang around after Happily Ever After. It's worth staying in your spot because it's really good. And chances are that everyone else will disperse, and then you'll have you'll have more room to breathe.
Put it this way, you're either going to be watching Once Upon a Time, or you're going to be, if you're taking the Disney buses, you're going to be waiting for a bus.
Yeah.
Just save that spot in the queue and just go watch it.
Okay, so that's that one done. So moving away from the main 4 parks now, another underrated element we think is Blizzard Beach, the wave pool. Now, Typhoon Lagoon obviously has the massive big wave pool with the huge big waves that you can surf on and all that kind of stuff.
Pool.
Yeah, which we find pretty stressful.
It's horrendous. I mean, it's fun, but
it is stressful.
when you see that wave coming, it's like...
But we really like the Blizzard Beach wave pool because you can have your rubber rings.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can be in your ring in the wave pool. The waves aren't anywhere near as big as Typhoon Lagoons, but because you're in your little like rubber dinghy, then you can just like bob about and it's just really chill.
It's relaxing. It was the first time, I think, although the holiday was amazing, it was the first time that I felt like I could relax. That was on holiday. I wasn't walking around the parks as much as I love that.
I mean, that was only the second day.
I know, but it was just like, this feels like holiday now. I'm in a pool.
Yeah.
And I'm in that little inflatable. I'm like... boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, we just loved it. We loved the Blizzard Beach wave pool, and I don't think enough people spend that much time there because I think they always think about Typhoon Lagoon's wave pool being the best one, but I would love Typhoon Lagoon's pool more if you could have a rubber ring. It'd be much better.
I mean...
I'd be less stressed.
I don't know how that would work. Like, it'll be going all over.
Well, I'm still getting kicked in the face by people anyway when you're in that pool. So anyway, yeah, we like Blizzard Beach's wave pool. We think that's underrated. My next one is to resort hop. So again, I think diehard Disney fans who go all the time and who watch a lot of YouTube videos and stuff probably do resort hop a lot. But if you don't, then it's definitely worth going. You don't have to pay or be staying there to go and visit the Disney resorts. You do have to. I think it is a little bit different if you want to park there, but we don't drive when we're over in Florida. So yeah, go to the Disney resorts. If you don't want to eat there, then get a drink there. Just have a look around the lobby. Especially like the deluxe hotels are beautiful.
Yeah.
There's things like the horse and carriage rides that you can do. I'm sure that there's probably loads of other stuff.
The obvious one is the dining. I don't know if you said that.
Yeah, like I'm saying, if you didn't want to eat there. But yeah, if you do want to eat there, then there's so many good restaurants that are in Disney resorts, like to name a few. Ohana's a really good one. Yachtsman.
If you like steak.
Yeah.
Worth the trip.
What other ones do we like? Well, we haven't eaten there yet, but Animal Kingdom Lodge has got Boma, Chico, Sonar. So definitely go to the resorts. It's definitely worth a go. And if you, like us, and you get a little bit hot and bothered in the middle of the day when it's really crowded, take a little break, go to a resort, and then go back to the park in the afternoon. Yeah, so resort hopping's another one. Okay. Your turn.
So the next one is one we've touched upon before, but it is to go to Boardwalk. Yeah.
It's kind of...
Boardwalk as a whole, I think, doesn't
kind of the same as resort hopping. But...
Yeah, but not so much the Boardwalk Hotel, but the actual Boardwalk itself. I feel like it gets overlooked because of Springs.
Yeah.
Now, Springs is amazing, don't get me wrong, but Boardwalk feels that little bit, I don't know.
More adult,
a bit more like a break, I guess. I don't know.
I don't
really know how to explain it. Yeah,
it's
just not as hectic.
Yeah.
And, there's plenty of stuff for adults there. There's places to eat. There's
bars.
Places like Jelly Rolls.
Yeah, there's Abracadabra.
Yeah.
There's the Flying Fish
There's
restaurant.
a brewery. There's a brewery in Disney.
There's a sports bar if you like watching sports. There's obviously the hotel that you can go and have a look at. There's Jelly Rolls. There's Atlantic City Dance Hall. There's the bakery, Boardwalk Bakery, which always gets rave reviews. And in general, the boardwalk is just nice to walk along, and there's different things to do. You can rent bicycles and all that kind of thing. But yeah, we just think that boardwalk is underrated, and that not enough people go to it.
It's lovely.
And it's we haven't done it, but you can walk from Epcot in about 5-10 minutes, I think, to get a boardwalk. It's really nice. Okay, so my next one is in Hollywood Studios, and it's Baseline Tap House. Now, if you haven't been to Baseline Tap House, it's near where the Muppets 3D is. And it's a bar.
It's on Grand Avenue,
yeah,
which will be the way for Galaxy's Edge.
So I don't think it'll stay quiet for long, but until then, we think it's underrated. It might not be for much longer.
Yeah.
But Baseline Tap House is like, well, it's a tap house, it's a bar, but they also do serve food there, and we really, really enjoyed just taking a little break in the middle of the day at Hollywood Studios, went in, got a beer. We got a seat really easily, actually.
Mm-hmm.
There's loads of seats outside, and there's seats inside as well. We sat inside. And they have like hundreds of types of beer.
Well, they don't have hundreds of types of beer.
Not on tap, but on bottles and stuff. Yeah. Well, okay, they've got lots of types of beer. And ciders and other things as well, but mainly beer. And then they serve the most amazing pretzels with beer cheese fondue. If you like the Mickey pretzels, then these are like ramped up. They're delicious. They're served warm. And you can get beer cheese fondue and a mustard dip. We just got 2 with the beer cheese fondue. And oh my god, they're absolutely immense.
Amazing.
They're not on the dining plan, but
Perfect beer snack.
they're worth paying for.
Get a P&P, pint and pretzel.
It's just delicious. So
Nice break as well.
Yeah, and it's quiet. I mean, although like kids can go in there wasn't loads of kids in when we were there.
It's not really kid oriented.
There's not a lot for kids to do.
Feels a lot more grown up, like somewhere you might go for a beer in town.
Yeah, it's really nice, and we think that for now it's underrated. But like we say, when Galaxy's Edge opens and people walk past it all the time, it might not be.
When the queues are reaching out that far, people will be going in there all the time, I imagine, for a drink.
But for now, it's worth going. And then we've just got one final one, which is actually quite a big one.
I think it's the most important of all.
You can talk about it.
It's mobile ordering. Why are people not using it?
Why aren't people using it? Seriously?
I mean, I'm glad in a way.
No, because what if Disney ends up getting rid of it?
I know,
because not enough people are using it.
If we can keep a nice curve of just enough so it keeps the queues down. But basically, if you don't know, mobile ordering is where you can use the Disney app to order your food from quick service locations.
Yeah.
Now this, I truly don't understand how people aren't using it. Like,
I know.
I get that the average Disney goer might not really look at the app that much, but like...
But you should be looking at the app. That's another thing then.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's underrated. Use the app.
Yeah, use the app. But it's so good. Like, you will feel like a god when you walk past everyone queuing up for your food and just going, thank you.
And I tell you what, the most important ones to use the mobile ordering app is Aloha aisle with the Dole Whips, because that Dole Whip
line
queue
gets ridiculous.
is insane. And both times when we got our Dole Whips, we mobile ordered and walked straight to the front.
And that's the thing, you don't have to be up there to mobile order. We were walking on our way to Adventureland, put it in, when do you want to pick it up, bam.
Yeah.
Just walked up.
So you don't have to stand there. And I know we didn't do it actually, but I know a lot of people find a table, then they do their mobile ordering, then they go pick it up. And we also mobile ordered at Woody's Lunchbox, which is another big one because the queue's always massive there. And also at what's it called? Flame Tree.
Flame Tree we did, yeah.
Flame Tree Barbecue's queue, especially in the middle of the day at lunchtime, which
Casey's,
it was.
we did.
Yeah, it's so worth doing, and I don't think people might not know that you can use your dining plan.
Yes.
So you literally there's no reason not to use it. Use it. You don't have to charge it to your card. Use your dining plan, and then it calculates your credits. You can add snacks on, and you can add extras if you want to, but it makes it so much easier. We used it at Backlot Express as well. Used it all over.
So good. I mean, no one really wants to queue, and that's a big part of being at Disney. So why not just skip the queue?
Yeah, I just don't think that people know. But again, like we mentioned just a little bit before, the app. I don't understand why people walk all the way to a ride to check the wait time to then decide that it's too long for them.
Yeah.
Just go on the app. It's free Wi-Fi. Go on the app and see what the wait time is before you walk all the way across Magic Kingdom to say, oh no, Buzz Lightyear's 45 minutes. I don't want to wait for that.
Yeah.
Just check. It just saves you time. It saves your steps.
Yeah.
It saves you time. So yeah, mobile ordering, but the app as well.
On that, I'll just give a tip as well, as from the app, people don't utilise the Fast Pass function enough.
No.
So if you're staying on Disney property, you get your free Fast Passes, but then...
You get 3 Fast Passes anyway.
Oh yeah, but we get them earlier.
We can select them earlier.
That doesn't mean that's you're done for the day.
No.
Just once you've used your last one, even if you're in the queue, get on the Disney app, see what's next, because you might get something good.
As soon as you tap in for your third ride, you can get back on the app whilst you're in the queue, and book a fourth if they're available. If they're not all taken.
I mean, quite often don't expect the big ones to be available, but you might get a cancellation.
Well, what did we get?
It's not impossible.
We got I'm sure that we've had some decent ones though.
Yeah, you can get things like Haunted Mansion quite regularly.
Yeah, you can get Haunted Mansion. You can sometimes get Big Thunder. You can sometimes get Buzz Lightyear. We got... Which one did we... I'm trying to think of what we got. We got Tower of Terror.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got a Tower of Terror one.
Got a nighttime one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
That was amazing.
Mm-hmm. You can sometimes, if it's the right at the end of the day and there's no other rides that you want to do, then you can sometimes get them for like the shows.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's a good use of a fast pass, but if you want to use it, you can use it.
Yeah.
You can sometimes get things like Cali River Rapids. So yeah, use the app. That was a bonus one. Okay, so that's everything anyway. Let us know if you can think of anything else that's underrated at Disney that we haven't mentioned, because there might be things that we're forgetting.
And we've got our trip coming up next year, so we want to do them all.
Yeah, we just hope that, that's another thing, is that we want to try and make more use of the Play Parks app, especially with New Galaxy's Edge thing.
Well, it's going to change everything when Galaxy's Edge opens.
Yeah.
The app now is a secondary. I think it's going to be essential for Galaxy's Edge if you really want to experience the most of it.
Mm-hmm. But we hope to implement some of these underrated things to try and beat the crowds the next time that we go. So anyway, let us know what your underrated things are. Give us a like, give us a comment, subscribe.
The bell, all that.
And we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys. Bye.